Well, maybe I should, no, it's fine. I'll keep my headphones on. They just look really ugly.
They want to see the wolf cut.
Yeah, I know.
The people want to see the wolf cut.
I find it's very like androgynous. It's the best hair for my gender fluidity that I've discovered.
I can see that. Because you could style it so many different ways.
If you push it back, that looks like Steve Harrington.
Yes, it does. Absolutely 100%.
Right? With the hair more in the front, it's like, okay, we have a little like shag going on.
Yeah, multi-purpose.
Yeah, so I recommend this hairstyle for anyone who wants to have a gender neutral, like medium length haircut. Okay, let me do my intro. What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. It's Keara and Alayna.
Hello!
We're gonna be doing an Ask Keara plus Alayna.
That's me.
And this is the series that I do where you ask me any sort of LGBT related question and I attempt to answer.
We will attempt together.
Yes, we did a video on ALAYNA'S channel, so you can check that out after you watch this.
You know what? I'm just realizing this is our first time collabing.
With just the two of us, yeah.
Have I been on your channel? No.
Yes, you have, but it was it was the asking queer YouTubers what they think about virginity.
Oh, okay. But never like we've never sat down and filmed just the two of us like this.
No.
Hi everybody, my name is Alayna Joy. I'm so excited to finally be on your channel. I can't believe this is the first time we're doing like a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Collab if we try. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a gay, lesbian, queer woman, and I'm here to chat some gay shit.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here for.
So yeah, I asked you guys on Instagram at Keara Graves what you want us to chat about and what you want us to answer. Someone said, I find myself settling for a label because I can't find the one that fits. It constantly bothers me. Any advice? That is a really real, valid thing. For some people, they feel like there is no label that exists in like the English language that they really resonate with. And if there isn't one, you don't have to identify with something that you don't feel is authentic.
It's almost like they're saying, well, I have to use a label so that other people understand me, or like I use labels for other people, not for myself.
Yeah, because they said I find myself settling for a label.
Settling, yes, I find myself settling for a label. It's almost like in your day-to-day life, when you're just like out there living in the world, try not to let those labels like be a part of that. Labels don't have to be a part of it in any way. The only time that you, I guess, would be forced to like settle for a label is when you're in conversation with someone who maybe doesn't know you super well or is like looking for a way to understand.
Friends of mine who I ask like, oh, would you consider yourself queer? Are you part of the community? And a lot of people just say like, I like who I like, period. You can say that.
You're saying you don't even have to settle. I'm like, okay, well, maybe you have to settle for certain people. And you're like, actually, Alayna, no, you don't. I'm like, oh yeah, my life is not for other people. Good reminder, Keara, thanks.
But it's easy to get caught up in that stuff. Even I use label, I use queer, I use gender fluid, because I have settled
yes,
for those labels. And I somewhat identify with them pretty well. But I do have friends that are like, I'm just me, like I'm just labelless, and like, I'm not gonna give you an answer. And I'm like,
wow, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, can I take a page from your book? Like how? My journey with labels is interesting because when I first was coming out, both times, I found a lot of comfort in labels because I was like, oh, I have found something that describes my experience. I have found something that I can say to somebody else and they will understand my queerness, they'll validate my queerness, those kinds of things. Now, there's this small growing part of me that's like irritated by the inherent otherness of labels.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, it's like now that I've stepped into my queerness, I'm living my most authentic life, I'm like openly out, gay, all that stuff. I'm coming to the place of like, I just like who I like. Like who I like is women, who I like is queer people.
Yes!
But like, why do I have to say that?
That's the exact same with me. When I first came out, I was like, okay, I'm bisexual,
Same.
Like, people understand this. I feel seen. I feel heard in this label, and I'm gonna use it so people understand me and I'm a part of a community, and that's awesome, and that felt really good at the time. But that was 5 years ago or so. And now I'm just at a place where I'm like, I identify with the LGBT community, like I'm in it, I'm within it, I'm queer.
But like, yeah, you're like, also I'm just a person like living my life just like every other goddamn person. Like, why do I have to be something separate?
Yeah, like, yes, I am married to a female.
Hell yeah.
But like, it's a regular relationship.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like some, whoa, you're in a same-sex marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it's a relationship.
Why do there have to be labels in the first place, and are we all settling for them? Like, at the end of the day, the big question, with every label, aren't we all kind of settling? Because no label is gonna fully describe someone's entire experience.
Yeah, we're such complex creatures that our sexuality and our gender, like, does that really describe like the wholeness and the entirety of who we are? It's just an aspect. But I do get that, like, when you first come out, like, I wore a ton of rainbows, and like I would mention that I'm queer in every conversation with new people, and that's great. And like, I know a lot of you guys feel that way, and like, that is awesome. Embrace that.
Absolutely.
But I think, you know, after time goes on, and especially like being a queer YouTuber, talking about your experience all the time, you're just like, I'm me.
Yeah, no, but that's exactly it. Labels can be a piece of the toolkit. A label can be a tool to help you figure out who you are, to help you figure out where you fit. Once I've found that label and have explored the label and kind of taken the pieces that feel right, now it's like, okay, the label has served its purpose.
Yeah.
Now, like, can I just like live my life and be a person? Not today, because we still gay out here. And that's
Hey, just popping on here to give a little shout out to today's sponsor, Dipsea. As you guys know, I am obsessed with this app. It's an app full of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They also have guided masturbation audios, which I think are so awesome for beginners of self-pleasure. On Dipsea, you can explore your sexual love language. They bring these awesome scenarios to life with amazing characters, excellent voice actors, and beautiful soundscapes. Dipsea is such an inclusive space. It's such a safe space where shame is left out on the doorstep, honey. It has stories for straight listeners, queer listeners, and 56% of stories are actually voiced by people of color. New content is released every week, and I'm gonna say I've been really into the erotic meditations. I'm hearing that a lot of people are so dissociated with their bodies when they do anything sexual, whether with themselves or their partners. So these kind of help with actually being fully present and enjoying the most you can out of it. I love this app. I honestly think everyone should have it. It's a tool for your sexual wellness, period. For my queerest subscribers, Dipsea is offering you an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/Keara. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to dipseastories.com/Keara, folks. Thank you, Dipsea. You are my dream sponsor. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Now go support Dipsea, an amazing platform that empowers people's sexual health. Amen. Back to me and ALAYNA'S conversation. Context. I'm a female and have always liked guys and been super obsessed with them. A couple of years ago, I noticed I've been pushing signs and feelings I have towards the female population. When I noticed and let myself feel, I started getting super obsessed with girls. This last year, 2022, I noticed I have no attraction towards anyone, like nothing, zero. I feel kind of empty. Is it normal to have such drastic changes in who and what I find attractive? Thanks for the help.
Oh, if only I was a therapist and we could sit down for an hour and unpack every part of that question.
We can't really know exactly what's going on with you unless we have like, you know, like a deeper conversation, but people can have periods of time not feeling any attraction, or maybe like very, you know, minute attraction towards people, and also attraction can fluctuate. Maybe one year you're more attracted to girls, maybe you're more attracted to boys the next year.
Absolutely.
I think depending on what you're going through in your life, it is also normal to kind of put the attraction on the back burner because you're more focused on other things in your life that are more pressing, that require more of your energy.
That was gonna be my question, is like, have there been experiences or changes, shifts in your life that correspond to the shifts in attraction? If yes, then that's something to look at, like those experiences and their significance and their impact on you. If no, then it's possibly just you figuring out your attractions. Like growing up, thought I was super attracted to guys, was like boy crazy,
Same.
Quote unquote. Like people called me boy crazy. When I started to realize my attraction toward women and queer people, that was a shift because there was a realization. The start of the shift of any of my attractions were always realizations, like a realization that I was attracted to women, and then a realization that I wasn't attracted to men. So realizations then started and like created these shifts.
Yeah.
That's a sexuality question. Whereas if I had some sort of life-changing experience, a move, a stressful job, a loss, a mental health crisis, whatever, like any sort of large, impactful experience, then that's the thing to look at, you know, not necessarily the changes in attraction. So it's really hard to answer the question of like what that means without knowing more about you.
That is a good like starting place, I think.
It's possible that you're somewhere on the ACE spectrum, right? And you went from boy crazy to girl crazy to nothing. Like no attractions that way. Like, I don't know.
That could be a possibility for sure. And also like there's demisexual where, you know, you don't really feel that sexual attraction unless you form a close bond with someone. Maybe you don't have a close bond with someone. I don't know. I think those are all possibilities.
I hope you're okay, and I hope you come to a place that feels good sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but whatever you're feeling is valid.
Totally.
Okay, so how does a bisexual figure out if it's just comp-het or not? I'm low-key kind of stuck right now.
Oh God, this is another just huge question.
I found your video on the lesbian master doc to be very enlightening.
That document, like if you haven't already looked at the lesbian master doc, start there. Oh God, again, I guess if I speak from personal experience, a huge shift for me was realizing the difference between enjoying being desired and experiencing desire myself. So like a huge shift in my understanding of my own sexuality was like when I realized that what I thought was me feeling desire for another person, what it really was just me enjoying being desired by them, which, when that's men, is comp-het, because as a woman, as somebody raised and socialized as a woman, I've been taught that my value, my biggest indicator of worth, is how attractive I am to men. So when men found me attractive, I got validation, I got a bunch of good feelings from that. I misunderstood those feelings as experiencing desire. And then when I started to have relationships with queer people and actually experienced the fire in my belly desire, it was like, oh, whoops, that's what this is supposed to have felt like this whole time?
Wow. That is so fucking true and interesting.
Yes, that was a big shift for me.
I feel like I had some comp-het, but like not fully. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think all of us, anybody who is socialized female, raised female, has a degree of comp-het, even straight folks, because we're all taught the same thing, that like being desired by men is like our sole purpose in life, is to like be desirable.
For sure. When I watched your video about the lesbian master doc, that was the first time I like heard about the lesbian master doc. And then I was like, oh, does all of this mean that I'm a lesbian? Because it's called the like I am a lesbian master doc. Mm-hmm. But I don't identify as a lesbian. Like there's a little bit of other attractions.
Totally, it should be called the, like, have I been exposed to compet master dog? Am I a victim of compet master dog?
Yeah, it's like kind of like, have I lived in this society? Master dog.
Yeah, and it's like, it's there to outline a lot of common experiences for those of us who didn't know that we were queer or gay or lesbian or whatever it is, like from jump.
Yeah.
There still is this idea that, like, if you're a queer person or if you're a gay person or whatever, like, you knew that from the moment you started puberty or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, truly not all of us did. We're just not offered queerness as an equal option. We're just not. And so that document is helpful to kind of look at the ways that maybe compet has impacted or influenced your life. Compet is short for compulsory heterosexuality.
Do you mind sending me that link?
Yeah.
For the master doc?
Oh, for
I'll
sure.
link it so you guys can
go peruse it yourself. Yeah, so like that's a good place to start. And then it says this in the document, but like attraction is supposed to feel good, right? So if you're saying that you feel stuck, it's about asking yourself, which forms of attraction feel good? Does it feel good when I think about myself with a woman? Does it feel good when I think about myself with a man? Even if you're like, well, I think I'm attracted to men, but when you picture a relationship with a man, you're like, but I don't want that. Okay, then your queerness is valid. You don't have to use a label that doesn't feel right just because you don't tick every 100% of the boxes. If the label bisexuality doesn't feel quite right, and you're like, oh, I think I might be gay. I think I'm sometimes maybe attracted to men. Do I want to date a man? No. Ugh. Do I want to marry a man? Ugh. Absolutely not. But like maybe I'm a little bit attracted to them still, so I guess I'm bi. If that doesn't feel good to you, like, be gay.
Yeah, exactly. Because people can have like the exact same percentage of liking men and liking women, and one person labels themselves as bi and one person labels themselves as gay. And like, that's fucking fine.
Yes, like it's this that feeling of being stuck is in a lot of ways self-imposed, and I get that it's only self-imposed because it's been imposed by everybody else. That's where it comes from. But like at the end of the day, you are allowed to identify with what makes you feel most comfortable, and you're allowed to like try something on, and then in a year be like, oh, actually I do really like that dude. I've identified as a lesbian for the past year and that felt really good, and now I like that dude. Guess it's changed, or guess it's shifted, or guess we try something else. Like, that's okay too.
Yeah, there's so much fluidity too, and I feel like people don't talk about the fluidity sometimes of sexuality, because I think some people can get a little bit upset because they're like, well, that invalidates certain labels, or like that makes someone else's experience invalid. But no one can do that to you.
No.
No one should have the power to do that to you.
No.
And if you feel like that your sexuality is fluid, cool. Who am I to tell you it's not?
Yes. And if I'm sitting here as a lesbian woman who is a woman who is attracted to other women, attracted to queer people, I don't get to tell you that you're not a lesbian. I don't get to tell you that you're not gay because you dated that guy, or because maybe you still find guys attractive. Like, don't let somebody else tell you, like, try and tell you who you can or can't be.
Yeah.
If I'm invalidated and offended by your use of the same label that I identify with, like, that's my problem.
Yeah.
That's not your responsibility, that's mine.
Yes. Good point. Well, this was great. Thank you so much, Alayna, for being on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
You're the best. You need to go check out ALAYNA'S channel and social media if you haven't already, and also the video we did over there. I will link it below.
We talked so many gender things.
Lots of gender stuff, yeah. So if you want to learn about that, then, or just, I guess, know my experience with gender because I haven't really talked about my recent, I guess, discoveries with my gender. So, it's over on ALAYNA'S channel. Love you guys. See you in my next video.
Bye.
Bye.